Hi guys, so today I wanted to do a video comparing the different types of leather that I own. So I do want to give a disclaimer that I ordered this in a specific way that I feel like is my most floppiest, my least floppiest. While I struggled greatly with quite a few in between of them, you may disagree with some of the things that I say, so if you feel differently about a leather type being more floppy, please feel free to post your comments in the description, or oh my gosh, in the comments below. Maybe I can learn a couple things today. So I did try to do the best that I could to pick all A5 deluxes. However, I do have a couple that are only classics or only in the wide sizes. So I did the best that I could to make a fair and accurate representation, but unfortunately I don't own every Chic Sparrow. So I'm going to start off with this one. This one is a Waypoint. I'm not sure what color this is. I haven't even looked it up. I haven't used this yet. I got it off of eBay. So I want to say that this is a rustic brown or a caramel. I don't think it's the quiet tan, but I could be wrong. So this is by far the floppiest of the leathers that I own. I look at how much squish, like you can just ball this notebook up and it is the squishiest of all the squishies. It's just a ball of squish. So I haven't used this yet because I do think I like something with more structure, and this is the only Waypoint that I own. I may be getting some in the future, but we'll see. So this specific type of leather, very, very squishy, high amount of pull-up. It gives that pull-up is that lighter color here in case you're new to leathers. So when you pull up on it, it gives a lighter color. I don't pull up on all of my leathers. In fact, this is probably the only one that I actually try to do that with. I don't know, I avoid it. Especially like in the Darcy's or something that can break the texture, because I actually like them thicker. So this one is a deluxe. It does have the pockets and it is still as squishy. I do have a couple of inserts that I brought in so you can kind of see how they feel with inserts. I'm just going to throw these on here really quick. I don't use inserts like this. I use regular like Waystrom journals, Moleskines. Well, not so much anymore, but just so there's that. Okay, so got this in here now, and see how it forms right around the inserts. You got kind of a buckling going on. I'm sure that the more you fill this out, the more it'll seem like this goes away. But this is if you got two inserts. It's kind of just a hugger. It hugs around everything. So if that is something that you're into, this would be really good. This is very smooth, floppy. There's kind of a texture to it, so it's not smooth. It's oily feeling, so it feels like there's something. I would protect your inserts if you're using something like this. Describing leather stinks, you know that? Describing feel to someone. So it feels oily. There's definitely texture. This may be really good for people that have, textural wants and needs. So it's a leather that I could find myself petting, if that makes any sense. So this would be good as the floppiest of the floppies and the hugger leathers. Okay, so next one up I have, and I've heard that I'm wrong, but at least for this one that I have, I feel like this is my next floppy. So this is a Pemberley and Daisy A5. You can see I can bunch this one up if I want to. It's not nearly as Lunchable is the waypoint, but I think this is definitely, as far as leathers go, a squeezable. This is kind of more on the medium hand side though. So hands, from what I know, is talking about like, how do I describe it? There's a video from Chic Sparrow that talks about the hands and the stiffness. I feel like hand means stiffness. So I think this is like a medium light hand. It's not stiff, it's more floppy. This is starting to patina though, so maybe this, I don't have very many Pemberleys or waypoints. This one I'm going to be using this spring. It's got the old style pen loop, so that kind of but whatever. So that one being the Pemberley, this is discontinued. So if you can get your hands on one, you probably, if you really want one, you should probably try. I think there's a couple still left up on the website. So mine is, let's see, small textured, but it definitely has a texture feel to it. It doesn't have the big pebbles. Some have large pebbles. These ends out, but this one isn't as, I have one other one smaller that's got more of a velvety feel to it. This isn't a velvety feel. It's smooth, glossy, but it has like the rough pebble feel to it. This one, I don't know, I'm not too much of a fan of the texture, but it does not scratch really easily. It does patina, so you can see all this here where it's starting to turn dark. That's patina. So if that's not something that you're looking for, then Pemberley is not it, but Pemberley is scratch resistant, it does patina. And then I'll show you what it looks like with the inserts. So if you can see, this definitely kind of holds its own a little bit. I know that when there's some more weight, sometimes it can buckle in here, but it's not doing that. Overall, it just looks really just nice. It's not folding in on itself like the waypoint was. And it's so hard to show the thickness of it when it's got pockets, but let's compare the thicknesses to the ones. Okay, so thickness wise, I think it's pretty similar. Maybe, yeah, it's pretty similar. The waypoint is just squashier. Okay. So that is a Pemberley and the Daisy. Next one is going to be, it's probably going to be another disagreement. This is my Outlander in wine. This one I feel is another very floppier, but this one just, it does feel firmer. This is my only Outlander. I definitely want to get a new one. There's just something about this leather. It's so smooth and just, you can run your hands on it, but yet you still get some little catches of uniqueness in it, if that makes any sense. So this one is floppier than a lot of them. They just, you can maneuver it. It closes really well around your inserts. I love this feeling. Oh my gosh, just saying, look at the red of this. I know that the Fraser, as of right now, ooh, I'm losing my camera. The Fraser. Okay. I'm wearing PJ pants, yeah. Okay, well, I'm not editing that out because I still don't know how to use my editing software. So, blooper. So I was gonna get the Outlander Fraser because that's gonna be going on sale here soon, but I've already bought like $1,000 worth of these this month. So I'm gonna be good about it. Coronavirus outbreak is real. I am part of the auto body industry, so I'm therefore an essential employee there, and I get in and out of customer vehicles all day, and I'm doing the best that I can to sanitize unlimited supplies. But let's be honest here, it's going to be really hard in the next couple weeks if we're already running out. So because I'm freaking out internally, have to work for the same amount of pay in a dangerous environment, which I'm in one of the biggest outbreak zones in my area, I'm freaking out. So I've been buying a lot of Chic Sparrows to just kind of make it feel worthwhile. So that's my reasoning. Okay, back to what we were doing. So this is what it looks like with the inserts. You can see this is folding down in the top. Maybe this means it'll make it floppier. I don't know. You decide. I feel like it's got a heavier weight to it and it wasn't flopping around as much. Maybe I'm wrong. I like this leather. I think this is a good one for just about anybody to try. So I want to get a Fergus really, really, really bad. So I do have 3 more second chances coming in. If I don't get a Fergus in there, I'm gonna pick one up. So yeah, that's the wine. This is a discontinued color as well. I seem to have a lot more discontinued than in use. I try to pick up some of the ones that they have, but yeah. All right, next one. And I think this might be getting discontinued. Not too sure yet. This is the light blue jay. I just got this one if you just watched my last unboxing video. So it's a little bit floppy and it's a beautiful color. Beautiful. Just absolutely in love with it. It is shiny and smooth, and let's see. I think this is smoother, the blue jay. There's like a little bit of rough stuff going on my wine, but yeah, blue jay, it's glass. And it's really weird too, because I almost want to say that there's like a layer on it. Like it's just so thin, and when I push it, you can see like some of it pushing back up. That's a very, very thin leather. I can't believe I waited so long to get one of these. I have all 3 of them right now, except for I'm pairing dark blue jay and blue jay in one, light blue jay in one category. So I have the Mockingbird, the blue jay, and the Nightingale and an A5. I can't believe how long it took me. It's beautiful. So this I think is floppier. It like changes, squishes. You can see that it bubbles when you move it. This is gonna get marked up, but it will not change color, which is super cool because it's a chrome tanned. So that's awesome. As far as the insert test goes, this video is going to be super long, guys. I just looked over and realized how many of these I grabbed. So I'm going to have to try to shorten these reviews up as possible. If you want a more in-depth view over one leather, just post on the comments below. But yeah, so it holds its shape pretty good. Let's do this. Little flappies. Not too bad. But yeah, so that is the blue jay. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Next one is my rosewood. So this is starting to get pretty dang marked up. I don't know if you can see that. I actually couldn't wait to switch out of this one. I don't know what it was. I'm going to try again in a couple of months, but I feel like it was getting really, really, really dusty. It was collecting. Like, I work in a body shop. I already, said that, but I work with, it's like a Bondo dust, I guess is the better term, or like the only term we can use for it is not Bondo, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's really, really dusty, and it collects on everything, including my journals in the office. Like, you track it everywhere you go with you. There's just no getting out of it. And this was, I feel like there's still some stuck to it. Where you can see there's the dull patches. It just was getting covered in it. So I couldn't wait to switch out of it. I'll try it again. We'll see how it goes. See like all the fingerprints and stuff. This was just cleaned. It's having a hard time with it. But if you can see This also is discontinued, but they do have a couple of other enchanted woods up there. That's the collection. So it's super shiny. It has a lot of variation. So this reminds me very much of my Outlander. Just the shade of color is a little bit off, and my Outlander is more floppy than the Rosewood is, but it still kind of feels structured. Like you can hold it and you're just like, okay, that's a firm piece of leather, that is. It does seem like it's thinner though. And then weight wise, oh yeah, the Outlander is much heavier than the Rosewood is. So this might be a good option for people who want something like by far the lightest is the Blue Jay, but this might be a good option for somebody that's looking for more substantial leather that isn't as floppy. Okay, next is, so this is new to me. I haven't tried this yet. This is my first of the Tea House collection. So this is in the chai. This just came out, so this is available. So starting to get a little bit more structure to it, but it's still a little bit, it's still movable. So this one is super smooth, light pebbly feel to it. Just like, gosh, that texture thing again. Help me get better at this. So I can feel it with my fingertips. I can feel it's not as glassy. It's like you're catching your fingerprints are catching just a little bit. So it's giving it a little texture, but it is very smooth. It's not like a pebbly where I have some more pebbles like the Pemberley or a creme. But you can tell the difference between this and this. So Mockingjay is or the Blue Jay is very smooth. Let's see, can you hear that? So you can kind of hear hopefully the difference in that. I like this. I think this is gonna be a really good leather, because they did discontinue the buttered rum Darcy, which I want to post a more in-depth video review on the Tea House and the buttered rum. I don't have any other tea houses, so this is going to be the only one I have to review a comparison to, because a lot of them switched over from the Darcy's to the Tea House collection, so we'll kind of compare with what happened where. Okay, so floppier, but it'll still hold inserts really well. Next is the American Dream. This is an Allie Brown. This does not have nearly as much structure to it. Oh my gosh, I kind of feel like this should have gone a little bit up the line. Or this has a lot more structure. I can kind of hear that it's flexing. This is discontinued. I'm hoping that they bring it back. This is another scratch resistant one. I have two. I have a Passion and a Joy. This is already starting to patina a little bit, as you can see, but this is a nice, strong, tougher leather. It's kind of interesting sound to it when you squeeze it. This will probably be one of the ones that I use in spring. Alright, moving on for time's sake. This is a creme. This is an A5 and cascade pockets. This feels like it's probably just about as much as the American Dream. It's stiffer than a lot of the other levers, but there's still a giveability to it. I can't wait to see how this ages. It's going to start getting a shine, and this is going to be beautiful. This is the Huckleberry. If you want one of these, now's a good time to get it, because they're going to be getting discontinued within the next year. So this one has definitely a feel to it. As you use it, it's going to change and get shinier and all kinds of things. So I can't wait to see how that happens. This one is definitely, unless you have an issue with texture, this one should be on your list of ones to try for sure. I can't wait to get my hands on a creme brulee. Okay, so next one. Let's try. Okay, actually I'm going to switch two of them right now. This is a patina. This is a classic, so it is starting to age up a little bit. I feel like this is one of the ones that I could be mistaken on too because it is a classic. If it had pockets, it might be a little bit more structured. But this is where it's starting to get really, I don't even want to bend it too much, this is my baby. This is where it's starting to get really firm in the line. So this one is also one that you're just not going to be able to get. This is one of those one-of-a-kind things. But the patina leather itself, you can still get in the hand engraved, and you can be able to find them. There's a lot of these that are unique, so that's pretty cool. So this one is more structured. I'm okay with not having pockets in this because of how structured it is. I mean, granted, I always love pockets, but I can survive. So this one is just very beautiful. It's a leather that's going to age. I would have loved to see this when it first was made, but it has aged since then. So this normally starts off, it is even like the buttered rum chai colors, kind of like this, and it ages. So if you don't want anything that's going to age, don't get this. I think, yeah, this does scratch up just a little bit. I don't want to scratch it too much, but they age beautifully. So if you're looking for a firmer leather, this is kind of where I would go between the creme and a patina. Patina's a firm leather. Right, next one, Mr. Darcy. So this is a discontinued butter rum. This is a thick, not really, it's not smushy. It's a thick guy. This one I think is one of my favorite leathers. It scratches, it gets softer with time. It's never going to be a waypoint softer, never. But they change, they transition, they grow. I haven't used this one yet. I think it's one of my absolute favorites that I own. So this one, it's just, I don't know. Mr. Darcy is really smooth at first, and then the more that you could use it, the more it shows its marks. I think Mr. Darcy is my favorite line. It's super smooth, cutting glass, and then you get marks and all kinds of things, and it just changes when it grows, and how it ends up is basically how you treated it. So I think literally everybody needs to have a Mr. Darcy. At least try it. Okay, the next one is Maverick. So they are beasts. They are tough. So this one has been starting to break in a little bit. The leather's super thick. It's just like, I feel like almost indestructible. It's not as thick, it's pretty close. So they're super shiny. These are, the deluxe versions are discontinued. They were breaking down their machines because they're so thick. And I would definitely say, you know, give it a shot, try it out. If you can get your hands on one of these, or classic too. This leather is just phenomenal. Every single one of them is different. Okay, so lastly is the Pelican. The Pelican. It's the toughest leather. No. I have seen people run these up with cars. They are pretty much, so you're looking for your leather. So you hold it up. 2, hold it up. 3, or bend, or bend. Is your guy. So it is super, super dark. It's just not going anywhere. But this also is sadly discontinued. So if you can get your hands on one that is the firmest. So right now, the two that are available that are the firmest, well, I wouldn't even say this one is because it's a deluxe, but try Mr. Darcy if you're looking for a firm leather. Get a Waypoint if you're looking for a flat piece. You can kind of see the difference in that compared to two. They just, there's no comparison. Firm bodies. I can't stress that enough. So if you want to see two specific ones right next to each other where I can do a really, really in-depth video, please let me know. I will be happy to oblige. So leave some comments down in the description, and oh my gosh, I keep saying that. Leave some comments down below, and please don't forget to subscribe or like the video. That really helps me be able to keep growing. I do eventually want to be able to make this into a career that I can do, and the more people that are following my channel, the more I will be able to invest in things that you'd like to be able to see. So please remember to subscribe. Thank you so much.